Alright, today was definitely an odd one. Well, I mean, today was definitely a down. I woke up just unsure, basically, not really knowing what's going on, doubting various things. Not necessarily unhappy, but, just in an off state. And kind of just meandered through the day, really, but it ended really well. And I had gone to a specific place without the idea of doing what I ended up doing, but that's probably part of it, not really planning for things. And what had happened was I decided to go outside, and more simply, I decided to take a walk in the woods. And well, tonight being barefoot played a role in that, and it doesn't always have to be that way, but there are definitely noticed differences. Anyways, ironically, starting out walking around, it's kind of like, beginning of the day. I really didn't know what I was doing, kind of just, aimlessly wandering around trying to find my path. All the birds just going crazy as I walked by, chirping and alerting everything to my presence. And I understand why, but I'm not upset at that fact. And probably about 40 minutes in, kind of settled into myself. I started to calm and relax, and my footsteps were placed. I knew where I needed to step, and it's not like I planned out, each footstep is, this needs to go here, so it's here, but I just knew where I was going. And not too much longer after I had kind of settled down a little bit, I had reached the edge of the forest where I go through a field. And being the time of the year it is there's just grass there now, no crops or anything, and you can see a good distance, but the grass is still nice, the waving grass field, just kind of looking at the horizon and the trees in the distance and whatnot, very calm, very relaxed, and it's not something I really have to even try to do, it just ends up happening. But I'm just going to interject real quick here. This is like way longer than I even planned. I plan to start at this point and end this in a minute or two, but whatever. So, like I was saying about the knowing where to step, I'd walk a little bit and stop and observe things. Look at the trees and what vegetation is around that point in time, or any other life that I happens to be around. But it's funny because the things that I run into, had I done anything differently, I wouldn't have seen. Had I gone in a different direction, had I thought about where I was going or what I was doing, I should walk over there next, or I should sit here for a minute, or I should this and that. And it's not like those thoughts didn't enter my head, because they did, and that's the significant point. And I'm not saying that, well, I'm not even going to get into that right now, but I didn't think about what I was doing. I didn't process any information. I wasn't like instructing myself to go here or here. I just was going. And at this one point where I would walk a little bit and stop and observe, and I'd just picked up and started moving again, and I noticed a pheasant had run out through a clearing, and you're like, oh yeah, okay. So the thing about these types of things is you really have to be there to kind of understand them fully, but it was significant because of the chain of events. But then same thing, I'd walk a little bit, and I'd stop, and then observe things, and walk, and stop, and observe things, and then I kept to another clearing, and I looked over to my right, and there was a group of turkeys, you know, just kind of doing their own thing, you know, looking for food, and the male out in front being very, very cautious and aware of my presence. Then go to the ground and eat some things, and just head back up and watch me, and then, you know, walk a little bit. And he was with, I don't know how they describe that, with, you know, his flock or group or whatever, who were, you know, completely into whatever they're doing. They could care less, but I don't know, it's really nice. But and this part I hadn't planned on talking about, but, you know, whatever. If you know me, you know my mind is really anything but calm, so that's how I know this is significant, because I feel like me right now, and unfortunately most of the time I don't. Why the pause? Because I stopped to check myself. It's like, oh, are you still in this state? Yeah. And I don't know why I do that. It's just really nice to stop and be like, yep, there are no extra thoughts running through my head right now, nothing else. It's just me here, which is, you know, again, if you know me, it's rare, because, you know, my mind tends to run. But not any more or less significant, but I was driving home, and I'd stopped to get some food, and still in that, you know, well, more so then than now, but in that perfect state, just absolutely and completely content with everything. And the funny thing is, people pick up on that, you know. It's not like they necessarily are like, oh, he did this and this, and he's so calm right now. But, you know, I'll walk by somebody, and they'll just like turn and look at me, and they'll kind of stare for a moment, but, you know, like they can just pick up on something. They're like, he's on a different wavelength right then. It's so nice. I mean, I could feel it. You can feel it. It's really perfect. And I enjoy nothing more than those moments. That whole process tonight. There's nothing I enjoy more, and really, and that's perfect.